a huge round of applause for Spencer Streichert!
What the f*** is up, Calgary? Yes! Dude, I've never felt more like Kim Jong-un than right there. Stop clapping, I'm gonna kill you. I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself, get into this right off the hop. When I was growing up, I used to be a rodeo kid. I used to be a bull rider. Whoa. I know it does not look like it now. Now I just eat beef, I don't try and ride it, you know? But here's the thing, when I was 15 years old, I got my head stepped on by a bull, okay? Knocked out all my teeth, hurt like hell. And if you don't know much about bull riding, just know this. If the bull is riding you, you're doing it wrong, okay? And the worst part is, that bull's name was Hollywood. And now I'm trying to make it in show business. So I can actually say that for the past 10 years, Hollywood has literally been kicking me into the dirt, okay? But it's not all that bad, you know? Because getting my head stepped on by a bull, it made me what I would call theater handsome. Yeah, think about it, right? You're at the back of the room, you squint, I'm dimly lit, you'd look at me like, yeah, I can fuck him. In the front row, not so goddamn much. To y'all, I could be Steve Buscemi's tooth double, I get it. Being theater handsome, though, it's given me a sense of confidence in myself, right? Like, I was at a party one time, and I was talking to this girl, and out of nowhere, she just went, you know, you'd be pretty cute if you just had better teeth. Yeah, I was like, yeah, but if I had better teeth, I'd be talking to your friends, so... Yeah, I bet you didn't know it was legal to straight up murder a bitch. Okay. No, it is funny though, because like I've thought about getting my teeth fixed, okay? I've thought about it. I've looked into it. It turns out that in order for me to get my teeth fixed, I'd have to get full dental implants, and it would cost me $24,000. I know, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, Spencer, $24,000? That's a lot of money to spend on something that's purely aesthetic. And I'd agree with you. Except I like to think of it more like a permanent antidepressant, you know? Because if I've spent $24,000 on my mouth, I'm far less likely to stick a gun in it, you know? If you're uncomfortable with that joke, you have an hour. Now, but I might be a hideous chud, but I am in a relationship right now. I'm actually getting married next month. Damn, I wish she felt the same. No, but I'm getting married next month, but I know that it's gonna work out, you know, because like I've been with my partner for a few years now. We've been together for a few years. The reason I know it's gonna work out is because we moved in together during the pandemic. Yeah, that was not the time to do that. Because like, here's the thing. All the things that you notice about living with someone that you can't stand 2, 3, 4 months down the line, when you spend 24 hours a day with someone, that gets expedited to a week, okay? And like the thing that she can't stand about me is that her idea of a clean toilet is far, far cleaner than my idea of a clean toilet, okay? Like before I lived with her, I didn't know the whole bowl was supposed to be white, you know? But the thing that I can't stand about her is that she sleep talks. And when I say sleep talk, I'm not talking light little murmurs. Yeah, nothing cute like that. We're talking full-on demonic possession, okay? Her and I are in bed the other night, all right? It's like 3 in the morning. Out of nowhere, she sits up, stares at her bedroom doorway and goes, "Oh no, he's coming." And then she went back to sleep. looking through the bedroom doorway and I can't see anyone, and that somehow makes it worse. So I try to wake her up. I'm like, hey, babe, 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 babe. She's a heavy sleeper. Babe. And she goes, this is so cute. She goes, the dark one. Yeah, now I can't figure out if my girlfriend is possessed or racist, you know? Like, is she David Duke or Beelzebub? I don't know. And I don't know what you would do in that situation, but I'm gonna tell you what I did. Absolutely nothing. Because I thought these things might come in threes, you know? Next thing I know, she's gonna sit up, turn over, puke on me, and go, your mother sucks cocks in hell, you know? It has been fun, though, living together. It's been fun being in a good relationship. But it is different, because I don't know about you guys, but I grew up super poor. Make some noise if you grew up poor. Nice. I like that. Here's the thing, I feel like if you grew up poor, you just grow up with so much more than people who grew up rich, you know? Like you grow up having, I don't know, a personality, you know? Or the ability to have empathy, you know? One day you might be able to correctly pilot a submarine, I don't know, you know? I did that joke in Halifax, and a guy came up to me after the show, and he was like, hey, I just want you to know I was actually a part of the Ocean Gate rescue mission. And I was like, I don't think you should call that a rescue mission. That was salvaging scrap metal at best. But it is funny, because I didn't know that I was poor growing up. I was raised by a single mom. Mom did a good job of hiding it, you know? She had little games that she'd trick me. Like at one point, my mom and I were doing what she liked to call car camping. And it took me until I was 25 years old to realize that just meant we were living in a car. So not only did I find out I used to be homeless, I also realized I'm currently stupid, okay? She tricked me in other ways, too. Like I didn't know for the longest time that Spam was not just fancy sandwich meat. Yeah, it turns out that's not meat at all. That's just poverty protein in a can. My favorite thing about Spam, though, is the sound that it makes when it comes out of the can, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that, you're poor, you know? I'm gonna make a bold statement here. I'm gonna say that I personally believe that the best time for Canadian television was in the 90s. Would you agree? Yeah? Couple of claps. I feel like it was, though, you know, because we had, like, Kids in the Hall, Da Vinci's Inquest, North of 60, you know? But I think our commercials in the 90s were next level. Like, do y'all remember the house hippo? Yeah.
The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States.
It's wild that a commercial that was entirely a PSA to teach kids not to believe everything that they seen on TV tricked an entire generation of children into believing there was hippos that lived in our houses. One of my favorites, though, was Body Break. Do you guys remember Body Break? Yeah.
Body break, keep moving. Body break, keep moving.
They came out with Body Break swag recently. It was dope. But like, the reason that I bring this up is because recently I became Facebook friends with Hal Johnson. Yeah. Which is pretty wild. Because, like, I saw that we had mutual friends. I didn't think it was actually Hal Johnson. So I asked him. I was like, is it Hal? They were like, yeah, it is. So I sent him a friend request, and he added me immediately. I was over the moon. And my Facebook feed was flooded with some of the most positive things I have ever seen in my life. Like, he posts a picture of his dad, and he goes, Dad, golfing, at 90 years old. Remember, kids, keep fit and have fun. I went, oh, f***, he said it! So I decided to send him a message, right? I was like, I'm gonna send him a message. I'm just gonna be like, look, Hal, I want you to know that your 90-second Body Break commercials truly shaped me into the man I am today. I wrote this joke when I was in better shape. F off. Like, I understand that my body looks like it's about to break currently. I get it. But I sent Hal this message, and right away he starts responding. And I'm losing it, right? I'm like, there's no fucking way. And he sends back this. He goes, "Hey, Spencer, thanks. And remember, keep fit and have fun." I went, "Oh, he said it again!" And that one was basically an autograph. But I think that there's one commercial that tops all of them. Do you guys remember the Yop commercial? Yeah. Do you remember the Yop song? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna sing it on 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Give me Yop. Me mama. Yop. Me mama. Give me Yop. Me mama till the morning comes. You know what's really crazy about that? That's actually a sample of an Eddie Grant song called Hope for Joanna about the South African apartheid. Isn't that so cool? That means that at some point in the 90s, a marketing executive walked into a meeting, looked at everyone, and just went, "Hey guys, you know what makes me think of a raspberry-flavored yogurt drink? An active and ongoing genocide." And everyone was just like, "Steve's got a point. Keep fit and have fun, buddy."
Body break.
I used to work in retail. Before I was a comic, I worked in retail. I used to work at a store called Barbecue World. That's not really the name, but it's close enough. I might get sued for what I'm about to say, so. But I worked at this place called Barbecue World, okay? I worked there for a few years. And here's the thing. I worked there as a sales associate and as a delivery driver. And here's a fun fact about myself. I have never had a driver's license. If you're wondering, how do you get a job as a delivery guy when you don't have a license? It's this neat little trick called, I just lied to them. But it's funny, because I worked there for a long time. I worked at this store for way too long. I worked there long enough that I started to know too much about barbecues, you know? Like, I started to feel a bit like Hank Hill. Like, I'm like, that there's a Broil King Monarch 3400. It's got 330 square inches of cast iron cooking space, pumping out 300 BTUs. And it's a propane grill, so you can taste the meat, not the heat. Best part about that is I wrote that joke and I worked there for 4 years and I didn't know what a fucking BTU was until an audience member told me. Turns out BTU stands for British Thermal Unit, which is weird. Because why are we naming a measurement of heat off of arguably the coldest people who have ever existed? Especially something to do with cooking, you know? Because I don't know if you know this or not, but for a country that specialized in stealing other people's spices, they didn't learn how to use a single one. I found out recently that's my most controversial joke. Turns out British people really don't like getting made fun of. I'm not even kidding. This British lady came up to me after a show a couple of weeks ago and she was like, "Oi!" She's like, "Oi, you can't say that our food has no flavor, because our national dish is butter chicken." I was like, I don't know how you somehow just defended my joke while trying to justify your country. Turns out British people are also just really fucking stupid. It's okay, I can say that. My teeth are British. Calm down. No, but I worked at for a long time, and like the weirdest thing about that store, I just said the name. That's so fucking funny. I'm keeping that in. Cat's out of the bag. No, but I worked there for a long time, okay? I worked there for a long time. And the thing was, when you walked into this store, they played songs about barbecues all day long. If you're wondering how many songs about barbecues there are, there's 9. They looped them. But here's the thing, I brought this up because I feel like retail workers will understand this. There's only retail employers will say these 2 sentences. The first sentence that they'll say is this. They'll go, when you work here, we're like a big family. I'm like, nah, no, we're not. You treat me way better than my family. Y'all got a dental plan. My family obviously didn't have that. But the second sentence that they'll say that I think is worse than the first one is they like to go like this. They like to go, when you come into work, I want you to feel like it's your second home. I'm like, I don't think that you understand just how much I jerk off at the first one, so. Yeah, I don't think that's the type of hands-on customer service you're looking for, Greg. No, but I got fired from that store. Not for jerking off, I should clarify. Yeah, they never caught me. No, no, I got fired from it, but I got fired, and like I knew I was getting fired the day that I got fired. Like I knew I was getting fired because I came in, and not only was I not scheduled for any hours, they had just removed my name from the schedule. I was like, oh, shit, that's not good. So I quickly punched in because I was like, you're paying me for 3 hours, you know? But like, he didn't even fire me at the start of the day. I worked the whole day. And here's the thing, I need to paint a picture of my manager, okay? This was the type of guy who like, hockey didn't quite work out for him, you know? Married the first person that let him stick it in. Now he's getting a divorce at 45, manages a barbecue store, sees his kids every second weekend. Firing people is all this guy has. So he calls me into his office at the end of the day. I walk in, and I'm ready for it. He goes, do you know why I brought you in here? And he had a smug smirk on his face. And I paused for a second, and I went, well, actually, I do. I understand that you're about to fire me, and I totally get why. I haven't been a great employee as of late, but I'd just like to say thank you so much for the opportunity. This has been the best job I've ever had. And his jaw hit the floor. And I saw the light in his eyes fade as I took away the one thing that he had left in his life. All right, I took that away from him just like the courts took his kids, all right? Yeah, another thing about myself, I'm a bisexual man. Yeah. Where the fuck were you in high school? When I came out, I was really nervous about it. I don't know why, because everybody knew except for me. Like, every single person knew. I waited to tell my mom last, too. I don't know why. I waited, though. I was afraid to tell her, you know? And then when I was on the phone, I was crying as I'm telling her. My mom goes, whoa, 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 whoa. I've always known. I was like, really? You've always known? She's like, yeah, of course. I was like, how did you know? Is it because when I was a little boy, I used to tell you which little boys and which little girls I thought were cute? And my mom went, nah, it's because 4 years ago you told me you sucked Kyle's dick. Touché, Mom. I don't know about you guys, but I'm terrified of flying. Terrified of flying because when I was a little kid, I watched an airplane go into a building on loop for years. And that made me go sky scary, okay? But here's the thing. So what I like to do, because I travel a lot for work, what I like to do is I like to pop an edible when I get to the airport, go through security, I get on the plane, I sit down, I go to sleep, I wake up in another city. It's great. If it goes right. A couple of years ago, my fiance and I, we were working for a company that's name rhymes with we're making a TV show for them, okay? We had to go to Grand Prairie because our careers are just fucking taking off, you know? So we get to the airport, and I didn't bring an edible this time. And I was a little panicked, but then my fiance goes, oh, don't worry, I got one. When I ordered mushrooms online, they sent me a weed gummy. And I went, great, sounds awesome. She's like, I already took mine, here's yours. And I ate it, and I take the garbage, and I go to throw it, and I go, 2,000 milligrams of THC. You ever realize you fucked up when it's too late? And like, here's the thing, I knew that I could probably handle my shit. I knew that. But I knew that she definitely could not handle hers, right? So like, we get on the plane, we board, everything's nice, you know, the sun's setting, and we're sitting on the tarmac, and I start to sink into my seat. And in that moment, I became one with the airplane. And I look over at my fiance, and she had too. And then I looked out the window as we're taking off, and I thought, you know, this would be a really beautiful way to die. And I looked at her, and without saying anything, I could tell she was thinking the exact same thing. So here's the thing. I knew that I had to sober up by the time that we got to Grand Prairie. I had never been to Grand Prairie before, so I was starting to panic a little bit. I was like, I need to sober up. We need to get this over with as quickly as possible. So I see the flight attendant walking down the aisle, and I'm thinking to myself, just a coffee, please, 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 just a coffee, please. She's like, would you like anything? No. Fuck! So, I don't know if you've ever been to Grand Prairie, but it's about a 90-minute flight from Calgary. As we land, I'm feeling like, oh God, I can't possibly get any higher, and I could. We land though, and we're about midway through the plane, so everybody in the first half of the plane gets up and leaves. My fiance stands up, looks at the half of the plane that's empty, looks at the people standing behind her waiting for her to move, looks at me and goes, where do I go? And I couldn't be certain, but I was fairly sure it was towards the part of the plane that was already empty. But I was becoming nonverbal, so I pointed. I grab our gear, all of our bags. I get off the plane. I look, and I see my fiance is wandering around the tarmac. She's like a toddler lost at Walmart, looking at the sky, mortified, just, ah! And so, like, I go and grab her. I'm like, we can't be on the tarmac, but Grand Prairie has a fantastic airport. So we walk in, we go through the airport, we get into a cab because Grand Prairie doesn't have Ubers, and that's only relevant because Grand Prairie fucking sucks. I don't know if you've ever been there, but this was really setting up for like the worst week of my life, all right? So we get into a cab, we're sitting there, and the cab driver is listening to Christian talk radio. Now, here's the thing. I'm happy with people believing whatever the hell they want. That's fine. But when I'm higher than God currently, I don't want to hear about Abraham, you know? So we get to our hotel, okay? We get to our hotel. It looks like it's a murder den. It's under construction. And yet it's the best hotel in Grand Prairie. It's 2 stars, guys. My fiance has completely lost the ability to speak at this point. She thinks this guy's gonna murder us. She can't communicate that. All she can do is go, no, 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 no. And I'm looking at the maps and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So we get out of the cab, we go in, we go to the front desk. And now I'm taking charge at this point, okay? I sit Stone McGee in the chair over there. I go to the front counter, and it turns out this company that we worked for didn't give any information whatsoever to the front desk. So they needed everything. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what numbers I put down for my telephone and for my credit card, but I never got charged for this room. I'm doing this, I'm in the middle of doing this, and I look over out of the corner of my eye because I just see her sitting in the chair going like this. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Out of nowhere, I just hear this. Oh! She has grabbed the garbage can in the hotel and is just explosively vomiting in front of the restaurant where people are eating. The guy behind the counter looks at me, leans over the counter and looks at her, looks back at me and goes, well, that's not good, now is it? So she goes into the bathroom. She's gonna get herself sorted. I get us checked in. I'm sitting beside our bags. I'm sitting in the chair. The puke garbage can is still there. It didn't move the whole week. Grand Prairie's great, guys. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the clock on the wall, and time was slowing down at this point. I could notice that. But I saw 1 hour go by, and then the second hour crept upon us, and I thought, she hasn't come out yet. What if she died in there? And I started to freak out because I'm like, how do I transport a body from Grand Prairie to Calgary? Can she overdose on weed? I don't think so, but maybe she did. I don't know. And as I'm sitting there thinking all of these horrible thoughts, hotel staff come up to me and they go, hey, what you guys are doing here, you can't do that here. You gotta go to your room. And I was like, fair. Can you get her? Because I don't think I can. So they go into the bathroom. They come back out. They look at me and they look horrified. They're like, listen, I don't know how to tell you this, but she's kind of curled around the toilet like an escaped python right now. I was like, yeah. And they go, does she have any medical conditions? Is there something we should worry about? And I was like, no. They're like, is she ill? I went, no. They're like, did she maybe eat something weird? I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely that. That's definitely that. So they go into the back office. They come out with a wheelchair. They go into the bathroom. They come out with my fiance in the wheelchair, and at this point, she's full on Stephen Hawking, okay? She just... she's got drool on her titty. It's fucking great, you know? And here's the thing. I had a conundrum in this moment, right? Because I'm looking at her in the wheelchair, and I'm looking at all of our bags. I'm looking at her, and I'm like, well, that's just empty space. I don't want to make 2 trips, you know? So I start just stacking all of our luggage on top of her. For safety. She couldn't fall out of the chair that way, okay? And then we go up into our room, we go to sleep, and that should be the end of it. Except we woke up the next morning and we were still fucking high. And at this point, I'm running out of options as to how we're gonna sober up, you know? I'm looking at her, I'm like, I don't know what we can do with this. So we get into a cab, again, no Ubers there, and we ask the guy, we're like, hey, is there a good local restaurant we can go to? And he's like, I'll take you to L's. And I was like, that sounds great. He took us to an Earl's that was missing the A and the R, guys. Grand Prairie. I'm still getting residually high, okay? I'm gonna tell you guys one more thing before I get out of here. You guys have been fun. You guys had fun? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. I want to tell you guys this before I get out of here. I've had a lot of struggles over the year, and recently, last year, I actually finally got on antidepressants. Yeah, that's how I feel. No, but it feels good to be on antidepressants, you know? Because, I tried everything beforehand, you know? I tried therapy, I tried eating well, I tried killing myself, nothing worked, you know? And, here's the thing. I gave therapy the good old college try. I really did. I went to the same therapist for 6 months. And after 6 months, I went through a breakup. And as I was telling my therapist the details of this breakup, she got up and left the room. And I didn't know that was an option for them. She comes back in about 15 minutes later, she sits down in front of me and she goes, listen, as you were telling me the details of your breakup, I realized that there's a conflict of interest here because I'm also currently seeing your ex. I know. I was like, what are the chances that two people would leave me for someone more mentally stable, you know? And like the thing is, I know that like mental illness runs in the family, you know? And like I know that because of my family. Like my grandma is batshit in one of the funniest ways possible, okay? My grandma's the type of lady who complains about nudity in the Pride Parade, but then walks around topless all summer. Like the first pair of titties I saw in the wild were my grandma's, okay? And like her boobs kind of looked like a pair of raw eggs at the end of tube socks, you know? Like if she stands up too quickly, she can play patty cake with herself, all right? I think that's a 38 long, ladies, right? But here's the thing, my mom's crazy too, but my mom's crazy in a different way, you know? Because my mom got rich later in life, and now she spends her money like a second-round draft pick, you know? Like, for instance, last year, my mother decided to get into falconry. Now, if you don't know what falconry is, it's where you purchase a falcon, and then you teach it to hunt. Now, I'm no bird expert here, but I'm fairly confident that's something that falcons already know how to do. And if you're wondering how much does it cost to get into, it's about $10,000, which is crazy. And like, look, I'm happy with my mom spending her money on whatever she wants, you know? She's a hardworking lady, and I think she deserves it. I just find it weird that in 2023, she was willing to spend $10,000 on a bird, but in 1994, she couldn't have spent $10 on some contraception so that I wouldn't have depression, you know? I know I make a lot of jokes about wanting to kill myself, but I want you to know they are just jokes, okay? I'm medicated now, it's all good, no. No, but I feel the need to tell people that, because I was in this joke a couple of months ago, and right when I got to that part, this lady yelled out, "You're not funny!" And I was like, well, objectively, you're wrong. I was like, but I guess we're talking now, so let's go down this fucking rabbit hole. So I was like, okay, what part of this did you have a problem with? What part of these jokes did you have a problem with? And she said, my brother killed himself last week. Yeah, sucked the air out of the room just like this. It was super uncomfortable. I felt bad, you know, because like I don't want to make people feel bad with my jokes. That's not my intention. I want to make people laugh. I want people to go, oh yeah, it's fucked up that I laughed at that, but I laughed at that. And this lady was so affected by it that she felt the need to yell something out. But, if I'm being honest, both the things that she said to me were kind of a bummer. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was all 13 reasons why her fucking brother killed himself, okay? The wrong fucking kid died is what I'm saying. Her brother never interrupted my comedy show. Just his entitled fucking sister did, you know? But no, I do want you to know that they are just jokes. They are just jokes because I don't know about you guys, but I'm afraid of nothing more than I'm afraid of death. Anybody got a better fear than death? Exactly. I had a lady yell out one time, she's like, I'm afraid of spiders. I was like, really? More than death? Why? She's like, what if one bites me and it's poisonous and I die? I went, first off, that's venom. Secondly, you're afraid of death with extra steps. What the fuck are you talking about? No, but I'm afraid of death because I don't know about you guys, but I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. I believe that this is it. I believe that this is it, and then you die. Like this, what we're doing right now, this is like peak existence, you know? It's like this and cold pizza. That's all we have to look forward to in life. Yeah. But I wasn't always an atheist. When I was growing up, I actually grew up super religious. I grew up Anglican, which if you don't know, that's basically Diet Catholic. Yeah, hand jobs only. Oh, you guys don't like priest fucking jokes? Okay. No, but I grew up super religious, and I was so religious that not only was I an altar boy, but I took that one step further. And when I was in grade 5, I carried a pocket Bible to school every single day. And I rightfully got picked on for doing so. But here's the one reason that I think God might be real, okay? The kid that picked on me? Yeah, he fucking died. Yeah, fucking Falcon came by and just scooped him up. It was real weird. All right, my name is Spencer Streichert. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it, Calgary.
Staring at the ceiling, hoping that a feeling will smack me right in the face. But there's cobwebs in my corner and I'm feeling like a loner. I gotta get out of this place. I'm getting sick and tired of being hardwired to bullshit inside of a screen. But I get up every morning, sit atop my toilet and scroll through it like a machine. I can't help it, it just happens. It's like the cold wind, it just blows. I let the world in, not the one I live in. Oh, don't think I don't know. Well, I get to changing the way that I'm behaving, and changing just wasn't so hard. It's not that I don't wanna, but I gotta work tomorrow and I don't know where I should start. I can't afford a shrink, so I just smoke and drink and point fingers to hide from the